Many Volvo models have a history of rear end sag. Now, if you load or tow with your Volvo, the rear end springs are actually going to fail prematurely. This happens over a period of time. Spring failure happens gradually. So, if you drive your Volvo on a daily basis, more likely you're not going to notice the springs have actually sagged. You're actually going to compensate and adapt to the poor handling response of a weaker rear spring. Now the big question is, how do you know if your rear springs have actually failed? Well, Volvo can be a little deceiving. Most Volvos have rear fenders that are cut lower than the front. At first glance, you might think that the back is sagging. Your Volvo should have a slight rake to it, meaning that the back is a little bit higher than the front. If you notice the rear end dropping inappropriately for the load you're applying, the temper of your springs have more likely become weak. So for example, if you load a few people into the back seat of your 850 or 70 series, and you know that the back end is actually bottoming out over speed bumps, or you're driving on the road and you hear some rubbing, that's a telltale sign that more likely your rear springs are a little weak and it's time to take a peek at them. A lot of us here at IPD have 850 and 70 series cars that we tow small utility vehicles. Now, dirt bike trailers, yard debris trailers, anything like that has a really light tongue load to it, so you're looking at less than 100 pounds. We've actually had employees come up here and say that even adding a small utility trailer to the back end of one of these on a hitch will cause the car to sag out. Now that's not right. These cars are completely capable of being able to tow a small utility trailer and maintain somewhat of a factory ride height position. If that's something that you're encountering, it might be a good time to look at our overload springs. Now that we're starting to see a lot more of these front wheel drive models sagging in the back, IPD went ahead and developed a set of overload coils that fit 1993 to 2000 front wheel drive models. These only fit front wheel drive model cars. Just a quick note, 850R wagon models came equipped with rear Nevomat suspension. Now, it can be a little expensive to replace Nevomats. These overload springs will work on the back of your 850R wagon, but in addition to these overload springs, you will need to purchase upper shock mounts and a rear set of conventional shocks. Installation of these springs is relatively simple. They're a direct replacement for the spring that's already on the car. With common hand tools, a jack, and some jack stands, the confident do-it-yourselfer will have no problem installing these springs. If you want to take this to a reputable Volvo service center, they should be able to have these installed for you in probably 1 to 1.5 hours. If you're going to attempt to install these springs on your own, for safety reasons, IPD would recommend utilizing a set of spring compressors. It definitely makes removal a little bit easier and safer, but you don't have to use spring compressors in order to remove them from the back of the vehicle. IPD overload coils will help improve ride quality, they'll give you a safer feel, they increase load capacity, and they also help the appearance because it helps bring the car back up to stock ride height or just slightly above. For more information regarding IPD's overload coils and your Volvo, go ahead and visit our website or feel free to call us anytime at 800-444-6473. All of our customer service agents are really excited about these things, and we're definitely ready to help you get your car back to the proper ride height and a safer driving style.